Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma and The Real Seat at 707 Union Avenue in Brielle, the first designer of offshore spreader bars in 1991. From trolling baits like ballyhoo to Joe Shoots trolling lures, gear up now for tuna, marlin, and mahi.
As tough a pill as this is to swallow, folks, here in the Garden State, we've only got 3 more weekends on the 2017 summer flounder season. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. I guess taking some of my own advice, sneaking out here at Twin Lights Marina, fishing with Erwin Heinrich aboard Scales and Tails. Hey, somebody's got to clean the fish, right? All-star cast today, fishing with Al Ristori, Jerry Gomber from Tsunami Bimini Bay, after a quick stop early this morning at the tackle box in Hazlitt, because we found out it was the pink shine, 6-inch gulps, pink shine. That was what was working. So we definitely put that to the test today. Midweek we had a little bit of that heave from the passing of Hurricane Gert, but by the time you see this, she's well gone and looks like a good weekend ahead. Ambrose has been surprisingly quiet this summer. As you're reading the reports from a week-to-week basis in the Fisherman magazine, you know that Ambrose has been very quiet. So most of the boats here in the Highlands, Atlantic Highlands, throughout the Bayshore, heading out to the sticky stuff. Definitely worth a look there. We're working at about 50 feet of water today. In the sticky stuff, be prepared to lose some bucktails, folks. Whether you're at Sandy Hook Reef or any of the other reef sites, definitely the way to go. As you're heading out too, you've got all that gulp, but you might want to bring along a snag rig at the very least as well, because there's plenty of bunker out there. As a matter of fact, Al Ristori tied into a bunker, flayed up the bunker. He was fishing with a Ocean Max Gold jigging rod and a Maxell 06 lever drag reel. And we had to stop fishing for about a half an hour as Ristori went from stern to bow, port to starboard, back again, fighting what we think was a pretty hefty shark. We got it to about 17 feet from the surface before that 30-pound fluoro gave up. So there's definitely a bunch of sharks out there. The browns and sandbars, night and day shark fishing along the surf, of course, has been good throughout the summer. Virginia Murphy from Murphy's Hook House, she got into one at Island Beach State Park. Sunny day, 8-0 hook and mackerel. Don't forget, folks, those browns and those sand tigers, protected species, so you want to release them as quickly as possible. If you're not heading out into the deep water, you prefer to work the bay. I said Raritan Bay was quiet, but there's still some fish in the upper rivers around the bays. If you're going to work it that way, Kat, she checked in with us. She was fishing the Navesink not too long ago, ended up with an 8-pounder. If I go farther south, go to Barnegat Inlet, Alex Majewski, Lighthouse Sport Fishing. He's had a pair of doormats in the last 3 weeks fishing inside of Barnegat Inlet. I know one of the things folks are doing is grabbing along some of those live snapper blues and putting them down for some of those bigger fish. 2 10-pounders in 3 weeks, not too bad. Andy at Riptide in Brigantine, he says there's still some action in the back. In fact, he checked in with a high roller and still found some good fish, so they're there in the back behind Atlantic City and Brigantine as well. But even in South Jersey and along the Delaware coast, that deeper water, that structure has definitely been the way to go. Avalon Hodgepodge, they reported that Captain Mike of Never Enough, he had a good score at the Townsend Inlet Reef, bucktail, squid, and gulp. So definitely time in South Jersey to start looking at the Old Grounds, Wildwood Reef, Cape May Reef. Definitely get into some of that structure. Of course, I can't help but say that some of that really big action, probably ground zero right now for your best opportunity, is right outside of Shark River Inlet. The folks fishing outside there continue to do quite well. As a matter of fact, the Miss Belmar Princess, she had an 11-pounder brought aboard just last week. Other back bay options you might want to consider, South Central Jersey, for example, along those sedges, those creek mouths, those sod banks, Big Madison. He checked in with me, said stripers. Smaller stripers on some of the tsunami poppers, maybe the Stillwater smackets. So definitely an opportunity. And with all that peanut bunker back there, I found out, spoke to somebody this week, seeing some finger mullet staging as well. But with all that peanut bunker, you would expect a good weak fish bite to be had someplace back there. It's just a matter of getting out there, finding some of the deep water, quieter areas, false channels, get away from that boat traffic. hit some of those holes you might be able to score. Of course, the kids, you'll have a great time with the kids getting out. Snapper blues are on just about any pier and bulkhead that you'll find throughout the region. Snapper poppers definitely working well. In fact, Gianna and James Perilli put on a show for me the other day, showing me how it worked by popping them up in the canal in Little Egg Harbor. Surf Fluke, you surf casters, you want to get out the last 3 weeks of Fluke action on the Jersey Shore. Definitely work those groins, work along the sloughs, but as long as these flukes start heading east and pouring out the inlet, they're going to be hugging the beaches pretty tight as well, so it's a good opportunity to score on some of those big fluke in the surf. Also, heading offshore, we were looking for Bonita today when we were working one of the reef structures, but we're finding some of those Bonita are working in. In fact, the Miss Jamaica, the big Jamaica, she's been heading out. Ostensibly the Manasquan or Barnegat Ridge, but doing some Bonita and bluefish. We're also finding out a few Spanish mackerel on light tackle as well. Now, you fisherman subscribers looking for big fish, don't forget about the Dreamboat Fishing Challenge. We've got that all season long. You fisherman subscribers can compete. We just had our first Blackfish on the board. It's from New Jersey. Robert Kidda took advantage of that July opening on Blackfish. He's getting first place right now, 11.44 pounds. We also have a brand new full leader from New Jersey, John Ostrowski. He's in two different categories. He's got a 10.6 pound mahi. And he's also got a 50.4 pound yellowfin. Folks, if you're going to be in it to win it, you're going to have to fish across multiple categories. And if you've been delaying a trip offshore, you get a good mix of mahi and yellowfin, maybe get in here a couple of big fluke or big porgy, you could get that chance to win that Steigercraft and Yamaha package that we're giving away to one of our hard fishing subscribers in the Fisherman Magazine's Dreamboat Fishing Challenge. Now, if a Steigercraft and a Yamaha isn't enough, you'd like to get into a multi-million-dollar payday like at that White Marlin Open last week, you might want to think about heading offshore next week, August 20th to the 25th, the MidAtlantic out of Cape May and Ocean City, Maryland. That's the Big Daddy, of course. You can get more details on that big offshore tournament. It's at www.midatlantic.com. Of course, if smaller boats, if bass boats are more your style, here's one you'll appreciate. Who says that New Jersey doesn't have giant largemouth bass? Rob Coleman checked in with Bait and Hook in Sicklerville. He had an 8-pounder, 8-pound largemouth bass. Definitely worthwhile effort there. So definitely be on the lookout in South Jersey. Some of those hidden lakes and ponds could produce something big for you. Listen, get out there. I remind you, 3 weeks left in the 2017 summer flounder season here in New Jersey. So catch them up this weekend. Get on it big. And we will see you again next week here at thefisherman.com.
Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dreamboat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.